Greetings, YouTube. It is Dated Links Magnus coming at you once again, and I know I'm kind of spamming the videos this weekend because this is the best time to get in on Mythic Legions during a Four Horsemen pre-order, when you can get the figures for what they're supposed to cost. This is the cheapest they'll ever be, so you have to get in on this somehow, some way. All right, so this pre-order is called Illythia. This is the wave. The wave is called Illythia. For those of you that don't know, Illythia is the kind of vampire goddess or dark god of the faction Illythia's Brood. I'm gonna run through the characters real quick, and then we'll talk about strategy. All right, so first we will go through the characters for Zylona's Flock. The first one that we're going to talk about real quick is Alder, and this is a mount. It's a big, huge moose, and it looks awesome. And this is basically like Artemis Silvercord's mount. A huge moose with gigantic antlers. I mean, this thing is crazy, crazy. Remember, we haven't gotten a whole lot of mounts, so this is big news. Our next guy is Aferius, and this is a centaur. People have been asking for centaurs for years, and now we're getting one. And this dude looks badass. I mean, this is a centaur if you've ever seen one. Dude looks awesome. And I'm guessing that torso is connected like a ball joint, just like a regular 1.0 figure. So you could even probably remove the torso and put somebody else on this thing. Then we got, and this is the first time they've done this. This is, they have Artemis Silvercord 2. So this is basically a variant of a previous character. And the cool thing about this one is not only is she in a different outfit, has a different kind of headpiece, but her huge, gigantic, heavy wings that quite honestly were probably too heavy for her body, they have them like folded up behind her. So she can be posed a lot better. She probably moves a whole lot better. So that's a big one too, now that they're moving into these variants of characters. Then next we have Crotos, and this is kind of like a woodland creature, sort of like Faunus, but he's got more of an animal head rather than like a wooden head, and he looks cool. And you know, different outfits now. They're coming out with different pieces, different designs, and we're going to talk about the hands and stuff in a second. Okay, so last but not least for Zylona's Flock, we have Lord Bardrick, and this is a brand new character. He is an elf, but he is on a 1.0 body. That is unheard of. Every single elf that has come out has been on a 2.0 body. So now we have a, you know, 1.0 kind of stockier guy, but he's an elf. And he looks awesome. He's got a whole bunch of new pieces. You got new pauldrons. You got a new chest piece. You got leather, you know, gloves and leather boots. Like, this dude is spectacular. So a great addition. Great addition. All right, so moving on to Illythia's Brood. We're going to start off with Baron Boulegar 2. So once again, we're getting a variant of a character. Baron Boulegar came out, I want to say, like the 1.0 wave, and now they're giving them this, you know, spectacular regal dress and fur, you know, trappings, and his head is exposed. This dude looks great. Then we have Decibelus, basically a huge ogre, just like the green ogre and the blue one. Now we got a vampire ogre, and he looks cool too. He's got some new waist pieces and stuff. Excellent addition. Then we have Phobos. So Phobos is another mount, and this is a kind of vampiric looking demon-esque horse, and it's got, you know, flesh, and in other parts it looks like skeleton. Doesn't have any pupils. So this is a mount for Illythia. This is her steed. And then we got Valak or Valak, and this is a vampire, looks like a tracker, and this dude comes with a bird. So he's got like a removable bird that can help him track down his enemies. very cool addition. I think this is the first time somebody's gotten some type of pet. And then we have this monster called a Varg, and Varg isn't his name. Varg is a, you know, species or a type of animal, basically. And this is something that the vampires have bred to help them with their tracking and stuff. So it's like a slave, basically. It's even chained up, and you can pull it along by its chain. All right, so last and certainly not least is Illythia herself, and she just looks completely bizarre and crazy and awesome. She's got hands coming out of her back like the god Shiva, like the Indian god Shiva. She's got a beautiful headdress. She's got these long ears. Her face is not as vampiric looking as some of these other vampires, but she still looks menacing. I mean, she's awesome looking. That's just like the whole hands coming out of her back and holding stuff. That's just craziness. So, and you can get her as a set with Phobos if you want to. You can get one or the other, or you can get them as a set. So, all right, here's what we're being presented with for the Illythia wave. So now let's talk strategy. How do you do this? How can you make sure that you get the stuff you want at these prices? All right, so when you're doing one of these pre-orders, you have a couple of options. You can just cherry pick and get whatever characters you want, pre-order them, and this pre-order is not like a Target pre-order where you might get cart jacked and all this other weird stuff. You make a pre-order, you pay for it, it's yours. It'll be here next year, but you're gonna get it. Or you can go all in. Now, if you go all in, you get a break on the cost. If you just bought everything separately, it would be more than if you do the all-in order. The all-in order is $495. That's nothing to sneeze at. That's, for some people, that's a month's rent. But not only do you get every single character, but you also get a pack of hands and feet, leather, either in black and in brown. You get both packs of those, and you get a pair of vampire wings. So you get every single character plus those extras. It's a good deal. It's still a lot of money though. So based on who you are, you got to decide how you're going to do this. Now, this pre-order window is usually open for a month to a month and a half. I've been looking and I can't find anywhere where it says how long the pre-order window is going to be. It just started this past Friday, so the 13th of November. So if you're doing a conservative estimate and you're saying that, okay, the pre-order will last probably at least a month. So by December 13th or so, I gotta have my pre-order in. That's about 4 weeks to gather up some money. And this is one of those times when I've talked about in my previous videos where if you're collecting Marvel Legends or, I don't know, Mezcos or something like that, whatever you're collecting, whatever you buy, this might be the time where you put that stuff on hold, and any money that you would have spent on other stuff, you stack it up towards this. And then when we find out, they'll tell you, hey, look, the pre-order is going to end next week, or the pre-order is going to end in 7 days. That's when we know however much money you got stacked up, or if you got a credit card or whatever the case, that's when you go ahead and make your order. You don't want to do it right now. Wait till you have as much money as possible so that you can get as much stuff as possible. Again, these things will not be at these prices ever again. I can't stress that enough. They will never be at these prices ever again. All right, so last thing, let's talk about the prices. What are the actual prices? So typically for a mount, you're paying about 55 to 60 bucks. So Alder, the moose, is 60 bucks. Aferius, the centaur, who's basically a mount, he's 65 bucks. Artemis Silvercord 2, 35. Baron Boulegar 2, 35. Decebulus, 55. Illythia, 45. She's probably considered to be like a deluxe figure. If you want Illythia and Phobos, her mount, together, you can get them for 90. Phobos himself is 55. So if you're looking at the math here, you get a $10 break if you get Phobos and Illythia together. Crotos, $35. The hands and feet packs are $12. Lord Bardrick, $35. Valak, $35. The wings, the vampire wings, are $12, and then the Varg is $40. The Varg is probably technically kind of a Legion builder, but he's a little bit more expensive Legion builder than, you know, in the past, because he got big wings and whatever the case. So, you know, again, these might sound like expensive prices, but this is the cheapest they're ever going to be. So you got to make a decision. Put some stuff aside, save some stuff for a month or two from now, especially stuff you can double back and get, and put down the money, because you don't want it to be 2021 and people are getting their shipments of these and you're looking at them like, man, I had a chance to buy that for $35. Man, I had a chance to buy that for $50. You don't want to be in that boat. All right, so that's my advice. I'm gonna take my own advice. I'm gonna start planning for this, because I gotta get, this will be my first pre-order too. Like, I have a decent amount of Mythic Legions, but I've never been able to get in on a pre-order. So I'm making it happen this time. All right, like, comment, subscribe. Later.